Hello everyone, what's up? Good to see you. I want to apologize for being a bit late, 3 minutes late. There was some technical problems here in the studio. Not that you care, but still. Also, I want to apologize for not shaving. Just noticed that I'm not shaved. Usually I noticed that before, but well, too bad. Don't think that I'm looking down on you or something, I don't know, whatever. Okay, so got many comments about last time. Probably the patience topic was pretty strong. Although some of the comments are like, thank you, I'm from Egypt, I'm from Canada, which is like, all this spammy friendship request in Facebook or something. But still, I hope that you're real people and you like the content. Maybe next time you can leave a whole sentence. That would be nice. What else? That's it. Besides that, I hope that you're doing good. So today we're going to talk about perfection. What does it mean in Kabbalah? Perfection, which is a very interesting topic. I can't see myself, only this slide. So I hope that the stream is working, because it's both on YouTube and Facebook. I don't know, maybe you can write something in the comments and then I can see if it's working okay. Because I'm still seeing the slide and I hope it's not just delay. Although I guess that 15 or 20 people won't stay so long for watching the slide. But still, if you can write in the comments that everything is good, it will be helpful. If not, you know what, I can check it on the Facebook page. Here I see myself. Not shaved. I apologize for that. Oh, Ronnie, thank you. Toda, Ronnie. Great. Now we can continue. So, what is perfection? So, let's start at the beginning. So basically you can say that perfection is the creator, meaning this the quality of this field, of this force, the definition of this entity which is called the creator, the one law that is the root for everything that surrounds us, that determines all of our actions. You can say that that is perfection. And when we refer to him or to this concept of the creator as perfection, we say that the only thing that was created, meaning the only thing that can be made existence out of nothing, from non-existence, meaning something that wasn't before and now suddenly is lack of perfection, or a flaw, or what we call the will to receive, or a desire, or a deficiency, or the creature. So you can say that the creator is the perfection and the creature is the deficiency that was created, and actually the only thing that was created is just a flaw, lack of perfection. So maybe lack of perfection is a good thing. A. B. Okay, so we've said that the creator is perfection, but what is the creator? So we didn't really answer that. And C, you can say, so maybe from perfection came the absence of perfection. Maybe it's for the purpose of creating a higher perfection. Could it be something like that? A perfection and more than a perfection? Well, many questions, philosophical questions or whatever you want to call them. And in Kabbalah we don't like philosophy so much. Samson is writing Shalom from Ethiopia. And Raya is writing hello everybody. We've said that we don't like these comments because they're like this spam membership requests. You see, like Francis saying hi. Well, say more than that, like one sentence. Then we know that you're not a bot. Okay, so back to the topic. So, what is actually perfection? This is actually a very profound thing. Okay. So if we're saying that our will to receive is the lack of perfection, because it's about lack, okay? So all reality that we perceive through our will to receive because this will to receive is like the program, like the operating system that works inside of our hardware. Okay, so we have these 5 senses, and so we have this hardware and we have this operating system, which is the will to receive, and so we receive some kind of information, we do some kind of processing on that, and then we have an output which we call reality, our reality. And this reality that we perceive is actually based upon lack, okay, because it's based upon the operating system of the will to receive. So every time it's how much do I have, how much do I don't have, what do I want, what do I desire. I see in reality only things that can actually cause me pleasure or pain, and those that I don't really see. For example, if I live in Israel, I don't care if there are a billion Indians or Chinese, or if they're fighting now at the border or not, because it doesn't influence my will to receive at all, okay? And more than that, out of all of this field of information, I only grab myself as a small portion, and I limit the sense of self to a certain spectrum, and from there on it's not myself, it's something else. And also in this else thing, as I've said, I see only things that actually influence, for the good or the worse, myself, my will to receive, okay? So all of our reality is based on this will to receive, good. And we're living in a lack of perfection. And then Kabbalists say, okay, so how do you can sense what is perfection? Because theoretically or philosophically you can think, what is perfection? Something that has no flaw. But if we perceive anything according to a lack, then I can perceive anything only according to some kind of measurement, meaning through comparison between two things. And if I don't have two things to compare, I cannot perceive anything. So even if I have this perfect white paper, I cannot perceive anything in it until I start to damage it. And then in this comparison between the perfectness of the white page and how I damaged it, then I can process some kind of information. Okay, good. So, so what is perfection? So we said that theoretically we cannot really perceive that because we're from a reality of lack, of absence. We can experience pleasure or information or anything only to the extent that we have a lack for that previously. So if I'm not hungry, I cannot really enjoy the meal, although I can have all the food I want on the table, but still I cannot enjoy it if I don't have the lack. And if I don't have the lack, I don't know, for a house and a family, then if I'm born into that, I don't appreciate any of it because I don't have the lack. So we can only attain something according to the lack, to the desire, to the yearning that we have for it previously. So I think that's clear. Okay. So, but still Kabbalists say that, you know, you can rise above this reality of self that actually enslaves you and limits you, and you can penetrate into a different reality, which is outside of yourself, which is something that you can attain through the connections with others. You can reveal something which is called the Creator, this oneness, this perfection. And once you attain it, then you can truly understand what is perfection. What does it mean to be above time and space? What does it mean to be outside of this limitation of the self, of your will to receive? So you can say actually that there is something that is greater than the initial perfection. Because when we said in the beginning that the Creator is the perfection, it's actually like perfection in potential. But only after we go through the lack of perfection, meaning that we are created as a creature which doesn't sense the Creator, and moreover we descend to a reality that we call our world, meaning this perception in 5 senses in which we completely don't attain the Creator. And from this lack, if we have this yearning to attain the Creator back, what we call in Kabbalah the point in the heart that pulls us back to some kind of connection with the Creator, then we come to attain a new kind of perfection. So this is like perfection 1. And if we come from a reality of absence back to attaining that perfection, that oneness, this would be perfection 2, which is built upon the lack, upon the emptiness. That's why we say in Kabbalah that we can see the light only through the darkness or upon the darkness, or what we say that love covers all crimes. And there are many, many phrases, and there are many, many phrases that say the same, okay? So, to summarize, what is perfection according to Kabbalah? Perfection is when you rise above your will to receive, that actually limits you, that actually creates all the gaps and lacks in your life, all those imperfections, and then what you attain would be perfection. Good. Hello, Anna, and thank you for writing a whole sentence. Good. So we know that you're not a bot. Good. So now I want to read something. So, we're going to Lightman's blog, and of course that you have the link in the description box. The question is, what is perfection? And the answer is, perfection is absolute harmony between the created beings and the Creator, when they mutually complement each other in such a way that no imperfection is left between them. Perfection is the Creator, however it is not Him by Himself, just like we said in the initial perfection. Rather, it is how we define Him in our sensations, meaning that we, from our lack, attain this concept of Creator. That would be true harmony, that would be perfection. What is a perfect person? A perfect person is one who is completely similar to the Creator. The Creator is the absolute perfection of nature, the general state of the entire universe that is in absolute connection in all its manifestation. That's perfection. The source of this perfection that we attain is called the Creator, okay? So once we attain through a shattered reality, that in this reality first we attain the imperfections. So we attain how everything is disconnected and broken and bad and dark and empty. Why do we attain that in creation? Not because creation is truly like that, but because we have this will to receive that controls us, and so we see our flaws in the others. We project ourselves on reality, and we see only the flaws and we see only the imperfections. But when we learn how to correct this flaw, this ego, this will to receive, how to rise above it, how to change it into love, into the quality of bestow in our attitude towards others and towards reality as a whole, then we start to see how actually these imperfections are completely not as we thought. They are actually the manifestations of the Creator, of perfection itself. And so all of this network, all of this reality, all of this system, matrix, whatever you want to call it, that we saw as imperfect, now it starts to shine and reveal itself as perfect. And it's because we've changed our internal glasses, or perception, or whatever you want to call it, from the will to receive to the will to bestow. And that's how we attain harmony. So instead of trying to attain an harmonious state by trying to change our external situation, move to another country, kill somebody. No, just kidding, most of us don't do it. But move to another country, change our job, get divorced, get married, bring kids, get rid of the kids. Just kidding. And etc., etc. So beside doing that and trying to change it externally, we need to change it internally, and then we see that we are already in the perfect state, in the most harmonious state. Let's continue. Does it mean that there is no perfection in our world? Why does it jump like that? Of course not. In our world, meaning in our five senses, everything is opposite to perfection because one acts at the expense of the other. Our world is the lowest, the worst of the worlds. Only ascent above it is possible. There is nothing worse than this world. Well, that's optimistic. Well, at least you know that you cannot go lower than this, right? Good, so there is only a way up from here, right? Well, always look on the, how do you say, in Hebrew you say the chetze kos hamelea, like the half filled of the glass. I don't know how to say it in English. Probably there is something like that in English also. Okay, from perfection to perfection, Baal HaSulam in the introduction to the book of Zohar writes, when you examine the above three states, you will find the three states are the initial state, perfection of the creator on his own. Then when he creates the creature and the creature reveals how opposite he is to the creator, meaning our world. And then the third state is the one in which the creature already attains the creator, okay? So that's usually the three states that Baal HaSulam refers to in Kabbalah. So you will find that one completely necessitates the other. Nice word, necessitates. Especially when I succeeded in pronouncing it in the first time. Not so easy for me with so many S's. You will find that one completely necessitates the others, in a way that if one were to be cancelled, the others would be cancelled too. Okay, so all the three states are connected, they are interdependent, so you cannot have one without the other. So the most common and understandable complaint against the Creator is, why didn't He create everything in the finished form, meaning in a perfect state from the beginning? Seemingly what would be easier? Yes, instead of having this imperfect world that we live in. Why does He need us to suffer and thus consciously and unconsciously curse Him as the cause of our suffering? Why has He created us not perfect but completely opposite? Why do we become, as we develop, worse and worse and recognize this over and over again? We become aware of this to the point that this no longer causes uneasiness and becomes routine. So maybe the Creator has overlooked, missed, or left something unfinished. How can such imperfect actions originate from perfection, especially when we have this crisis or these horrible states that we ask these questions? So these customers' complaints sound quite fair. On the other hand, if you try to look at the matter from the Creator's side, indeed, why did He have to create the three states of creation and lead us by the path of great suffering from the first to the third state? How could the second state, the fall from infinity into our worst contradictory world, from which we ascend back, becomes possible? How can He Himself manage all these systems to be included, clothed in them, so as to manifest various forms of relations and teach us lessons? Well, these are profound questions. We don't have the time to go deeper into them, but you are more than welcome to look into the link and see how Baal HaSulam and Rav Lightman relates to these questions. Good, so we've touched, Ronnie is saying that there's a song from Monty Python, always look on the bright side of life. Yeah, that's a good song. You can sing it. If I knew how to sing, I would sing it as well. How does it go? That if life seemed jolly rotten, there's something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh, to smile, to dance and sing. Well, which is a good advice on a corporal level, and you can always try to ascend to the Creator, and that's like a Kabbalistic advice, and that can bring you true happiness, because it will bring you to true harmonious state with the Creator, even if you're on a cross with some friends. Okay, let's see. The cup is half full. Yeah, okay, thank you. So that's the phrase in English. Pretty close. Ingrid is asking, hello, can I draw parallels from this wall to the upper wall? You need to be in a very advanced state in order to do that. Otherwise you can get confused. Most of the mysticism and all kinds of religions in the Middle Ages and before came from people that actually took Kabbalistic books and tried to understand them corporally, and then they got into all these imaginations and the demons and spirits and gods and whatevers and worlds. So you should be very careful, but the more you advance in spirituality, you will see that you can understand more of the nature of the spiritual world through looking into the natural world, just like scientists do. Another question, is middle line on corporal level a child between men and women, and in spirituality it is idea between people? Not really. Middle line is more the harmonious combination between the creature and the Creator. So if to relate to today's lesson, the first initial state of perfection of the Creator on his own is like the right line, and the nature of the creature, which is completely opposite from the Creator, is like the left line, and the effort and the results of the effort of the creature to come from the oppositeness to becoming similar like the Creator and experience his perfection, that is like the middle line, like the person that becomes like the Creator. Good. So that's it about questions for today. Maybe somebody can paste the link to the Monty Python song. And hopefully we'll see you next week. So take care, stay healthy, and see you next week.